How you doing? My name is Robert Sisca. I'm the executive chef here at Bistro du Midi. Today I'm going to show you how to make our Tuna Tartare tartine. First, we start out by taking the French baguette, slicing it nice and thin, brushing it with a little bit of olive oil, a little salt and pepper, and bake it in a 350-degree oven for about 10 minutes until it's nice and crispy. Not too much color because you don't want it to caramelize and overpower the tuna. Next, we're going to make our salsa verde. Basically translated into green sauce. What we're going to do is take a little bit of mustard, some rinsed and chopped anchovies. We're not going to put any salt in here because salt, capers, and anchovies are a little salty, so this way we'll avoid that. Chopped capers, a little bit of garlic, raw garlic, a tablespoon of parsley, a little pepper, and emulsify a little bit of olive oil into that. Starts getting a little thick, just add a little more olive oil. It's still a little too thick, but you like your flavor, you can add a touch of water just to balance it out. Alright, our salsa verde is ready. Now we can mix our tuna. Here we have some beautiful yellowfin tuna. See how nice bright red it is? Doesn't smell. You know, I talk with the seafood monger when I receive it. You know, make sure it's very high quality, sushi grade, because it's not gonna be cooked at all. So this is about 2.5 to 3 ounces of tuna. It's cut not too small, not too big. You know, so you have a little bit of texture. If it's too small, sometimes I'll grind it depending on the application that I'm using it for. So we take our 2 to 3 ounces of tuna, salt, a little pepper. And again, this does take a good amount of seasoning. It's just like if you were to eat sushi, you put soy sauce on it, and that's a lot of salt in it. This is there's no soy sauce. Little cornichons, capers, a little diced shallot. And here I have it's called a horseradish oil. We just take fresh horseradish, microplane it really, really small, and let it marinate in canola oil for about 2 weeks before we use it. So it gives it a really strong kick. We don't use wasabi or anything like that, so this is kind of an alternative for wasabi. If you didn't have time to wait for the horseradish to steep into the oil, you can just grate some fresh horseradish right on top of your tuna. But if you didn't have that, you would need to add a little oil to it though. Because tuna's a little dry and it needs that oil to mix it all together. A little bit of parsley. I am going to add a little bit of olive oil to this as well. I like all the flavor olive oil gives it. Gives a little richness and shine to the tuna. Mix it up. And make sure you have enough cornichons, enough capers in there, enough garnish. Add a little juice of half a lemon, about a little less than a half a lemon. Give it a little acidity. Now once you add that lemon, it's going to start cooking the tuna, so you want to serve it as soon as you lemon it. You having people over and you want to do this ahead of time, you can mix all the tuna for maybe about 20-30 minutes, but don't add the acid to the very end because it will cook the tuna and dry it out. All right, I think we need a little more cornichons here. Finish it with a little more salt and pepper. All right, and now we're ready to plate. All right, now you've tasted your tuna. You're happy with it. It's got enough salt, pepper, a little bit of acidity in there. So, you can see the tuna is starting to cook a little bit from the acidity and the lemon juice. So now you put everything just right on top, nice and clean. Add a little bit of julienned nicoise olives to the top of this. This will give it a little more saltiness and a little more flavor. You can add a little microgreens for color if you don't want to. You don't have to, just to give it a little bit, almost like a little salad effect. And now that sauce we made earlier, the salsa verde. Let's go ahead. We can put a little bit on top of the tuna, and a little bit around the plate just for a little decoration. Tuna tartare tartine.